Hello once again, American Literature 2. This is our final week to be assigned a reading, and Toni Morrison is our author this week, and I am sure you're going to enjoy this reading for the final reading that we're doing. I'm going to just get right to it. I would like you to let's see here. If you scroll down, I'd like you to watch these two videos that I prepared for you. You're going to do your reading. Just take a look here and just doing a summary, right? I'm just asking you to summarize it. And just hand that in here for your weekly reading. Of course, you're also going to do your weekly discussion boards. In addition to reading the text, I also do want you to read the biography of Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison actually for the first few years that I taught this course was at least I could say, well, this author is still living. Sadly, Toni Morrison passed away in August of 2019. So that is still very fresh in our memories. But basically, I want you to do this reading, do your weekly writing, which is just to summarize the story. And of course, Toni Morrison is best known as a novelist. I'm not asking you to read a whole novel, but you will need to read this part of the textbook. So take a look in your textbook, find that. What I really do want to help you focus on, though, is that documented literary essay, because guys, this is the last few weeks of school, so you've got a lot of things going on in your other classes. I understand that. We have known about this documented literary essay for some time now. I do want to encourage you to reach out to me this week if you need any help at all. Some of you guys have already done that, and I'm just happy to discuss what you want to talk about, where you want to go with it. But basically, take a look at the documented literary essay assignment sheet here, and you are going to hand that in here, where it says documented literary essay, then at the very bottom. And then we also have this semester final placeholder down there, because guess what, guys? We do have a semester final, and that is during finals week. And technically it needs to be completed by Wednesday of finals week. I'm going to do, basically it's going to be another final, just like your midterm was. I'll be giving you some complex questions that will depend on you have read. It's going to depend on the fact that you've read and understood the readings. And some of the questions will be from prior to midterm, but most of them will be post-midterm questions, because we've already covered the first half of the midterm quite well. And now we're going to be covering the second half of the midterm. So if there's any of the readings that you didn't do, if there's any of the readings that you maybe skimmed, right? You want to go back and really, really look those over. I will be asking you to provide high-level answers. Many of you did very well on the midterm. Some of you guys didn't do quite as well. And again, I'm asking for high-level stuff, on our weekly readings and our weekly writings and the discussion boards. I'm looking for a certain degree of completion and some depth in what you're writing. I am looking for a little bit more most of the time when it comes to the midterm and the final. But you guys for the most part, you did fantastic on your midterms. So keep that up and just be really familiar with the stories, the poems, the history, the biography of these individuals. Just be ready. Just be ready, because I'll be asking you questions about the same complexity as I did for the midterm. Now, the reason why I really am focusing on this for this particular this Zoom recording is because your documented essay, that documented essay is worth 20% of your grade, and your final is worth another 20% of your grade. So literally, that's 40% of your grade all at once at the very end of the semester. That's a huge, huge chunk of your grade. So it may be very well that a person can be getting an A until the end of the semester, and if they don't hand in these last two things, they fail the class, right? So it just is what it is. That's how this course was designed back in, who knows when this course was designed. I wasn't there. But that is a huge, huge chunk of points. So take this very seriously. You have 2 weeks to complete your documented literary essay. It will be due. Let me make sure on my calendar here when that is due, but I believe it is September. It's September. I'm just getting loony now. No, it is May 7th. So May 7th at midnight, your documented literary essay is due. That is 2 weeks from today. Today I'm recording this on Monday, so we're looking at about 2 weeks to complete this essay. You've already been working on it, hopefully, for a little while. Make sure that it is the very best you can do. You're going to use MLA format. You have to have at least one primary source. And again, that's just the source that the author wrote. Your secondary source, of course, that's going to be something to use the research resources, any research resources you'd like. But remember, you cannot use Wikipedia, Spark Notes, Cliff Notes, any of those resources that oftentimes help us understand the literature. You can't use that. It has to be an actual article that someone wrote about this author or about this particular piece of literature. Okay, so that does open it up quite a bit, but it is something that it has to be. And let me just tell you this, these are all classics. There is nothing that we've read in this class that is obscure and not heard of. These are very well-known pieces of literature, very well-known authors. There's going to be secondary sources out there. So let me just tell you that if you contact me and you say, nobody's ever written about Allen Ginsberg before, I'll laugh a little to myself. I'll say, oh, come on. And then I'm going to write you an email saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure someone has written about Allen Ginsberg before. So you need to find an article or something like that where a person discusses this individual or this individual's work. It'd be great if you found something specific to that, the story or the poem that you're actually discussing. And again, remember, you've got multiple things to do in this assignment. But the primary thing is, of course, you're going to start off, you're going to introduce the author, talk about what was going on during that time, who the author is, some biography. You're going to talk about that work of literature and how it was received, things like that. And then, of course, meaning, things like that. And then you need to talk about why. So the main thrust, the whole purpose of this essay is to talk about why this particular piece of literature from this particular author is relevant today in the world that we live in. I mean, the world of 2021. I mean, all kinds of things going on in the news. I mean, it's almost too easy, really. When I assigned this in American Literature 1, some of you guys took me in American Literature 1. It's a little harder, but it's the concepts, the themes, the ideas, the thoughts, they're very, very relatable to the modern day. So all you need to do is talk about why it's something that is relevant, why the average person in America during today should pick up a copy of this author's work. And it's something that can enrich us as human beings, which is the whole point of literature. But specifically, man, there's this thing going on. This piece of literature really illuminates this part of the human condition. So feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. And again, thanks for those of you guys who already have done so. You don't have to, but it's something I'm definitely opening. I'm opening my hands and letting you come and talk to me if you'd like. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. hour. Tuesday, Thursday in the afternoons. But on those days, please make sure to make an appointment so that we are sure we're not going to miss each other. I tend to have meetings and things come up during that time more than any other time. But if those times don't work for you, let me know and we can make an appointment. Other times of the day, I will make sure to meet with you if you want to meet with me. Guys, have a great week. Enjoy Toni Morrison. And I look forward to my next broadcast to you guys next week, whenever all we're going to be talking about is the final and the documented essay. All right, guys, have a great week. Good luck. I'll see you then.